Okay. I'm going to try reading this one more. This is from the Times of Israel. That just reminded me, the Zionists, they were real butthurt. They were really, really butthurt about Zohran bringing his woke Sharia style into Gracie Manor. They, man, he's just ruining everything. He's doing Ramadan. He's hosting these clearly anti-Semitic people in there. So I'm going to read at least some of this article about the Times from the Times of Israel of people of the Jewish groups just being a little butthurt. They're just being little negative Nancy's about Zohran Mamdani. So let's see what they have to say. New York City Jewish communal groups sound alarm over Mamdani's latest controversies. Two leading organizations voice deep concern, suggest hypocrisy by mayor after he fets anti-Israel activists, shares stage with speaker who called for strikes on Israelis. I guess he should never host me then. I also have a lot of content out there of me uh, not being particularly sad when Israel gets hit. But okay, New York. The leading Jewish communal groups in New York City on Tuesday pushed back against Mayor Zohran Mamdani after his latest anti-Israel controversies, expressing alarm and suggesting hypocrisy by the mayor. I'm curious what these two groups are called. Are they just like organizations? I don't really know much about the Jewish community in New York, but apparently the leading Jewish communal groups are pissed. Um, Mamdani in the past week hosted a prominent anti-Israel activist, Columbia University's Mahmoud Khalil, at his official residence and shared a stage with a speaker who has supported violence against Israelis. Uh-oh. Um, Mahmoud Khalil, I'm sorry I'm so bad with these names, is a American hero. Like seriously, he spoke truth to power at a time when it was very, very terrifying and inconvenient, and he put his life completely and totally at risk to do so. He was like illegally detained. They attempted to illegally deport him multiple times. They're still trying to because this is like the one that got away, I guess, or whatever. But he is an American hero and he should be treated as such. These butthurt groups, though, whatever groups they are just pissed off because, yeah, he's anti-Israel, of course. But then again, like 80%, or maybe it's not that high, sorry. Like it's over 50% of America at this point, like, is not a fan of Israel. So he's just a representative. He was just right way too early, essentially. But the UJA Federation of New York said that Mamdani began his term highlighting his commitment to creating an inclusive New York. Hey, I think this is a part of that. But that the recent incidents raised deep concerns in our community. It's probably the Ramadan. They don't really like any Muslim shit going on. This is an important moment for Mayor Mondani to live up to his own rhetoric. Well, also, by the way, I mean, every Muslim, prayer that's anti-Semitic, every Muslim holiday that's anti-Semitic, every Muslim, I don't know, like dress or garb is anti-Semitic. Everything's anti-Semitic to these people. This is an important moment for Mayor Mondani to live up to his own rhetoric and reaffirm his commitment to confronting anti Semitism and keeping every New Yorker safe, the Federation said in a statement. The head of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, Mark Traeger, said that after Mamdani met with Khalil, if the mayor truly cares about ensuring democratic protections apply to all New Yorkers, he should meet with the Jewish students from Columbia University who suffered anti Semitic discrimination. Khalil's group led protests on the campus that contributed to discrimination against Jews, aka they said words that were anti-Israel. They said some words they don't about how they don't like genocide, and apparently that is discrimination against the Jews. You're not allowed to be against genocide, or else if you are against genocide, then you are being anti-Semitic. I'm sorry. You're not allowed to be against genocide. You can only be against genocide in one particular circumstance, and it was about 50 or 60 years ago. Other than that, you have to be pro-genocide. Otherwise, you're anti-Semitic. The mayor is no longer a candidate. He is now the mayor of the most diverse city in the world and must be seen as a mayor for all New Yorkers, which includes close to 1 million Jews, Traeger said. Leadership in this moment requires moral clarity and a commitment to protecting the rights and dignity of every New Yorker, which includes the Jewish community. I really don't understand how hosting another Muslim and partaking in Ramadan really infringes on your rights as a Jew. There, you still like I don't know. It seems a little bit silly, but leadership in New York requires the ability to the multiple truths at once. The mayor is entitled to his views on this matter, even though I strongly disagree with Mahmoud Khalil's rhetoric, which many Jewish New Yorkers have experienced. Whatever. I don't care what Traeger has to say. Looks like he got 356 likes on that one. Way to go, bud. Um, the forceful statements from UJA Federation of New York and the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York stood out because the two groups are generally not confrontational in politics and seek warm ties with City Hall. Hey, that was before we got a Muslim in there. It's full steam ahead now. Last week, Mandani hosted Khalil at his official residence, Gracie Mansion in Manhattan, for Ramadan. The Trump administration detained Khalil last year and is seeking his deportation, making him a cause celebre on parts of the left. He's a cause celebre, or he should be one for all of America. Like he should be one of the like a uniting figure here. He spoke truth to power, man. It's incredible. Khalil was an organizer and spokesperson for Columbia University Apartheid Divest, the anti-Zionist protest alliance at the Ivy League University. One sec. The group led the takeover of a campus building, sparking clashes with police, hosted pro-Hamas figures on campus, rad, called for the eradication of Western civilization, also rad, distributed Hamas propaganda, rad as hell, and praised violent resistance by Palestinians. Hey, I also do that. It's enshrined under international law. They have a right to do so, including explicitly the October 7th, 2023 invasion, in which terrorists slaughtered, raped, kidnapped, and tortured civilians across southern Israel. Um, I mean, yeah, they did commit some atrocities on October 7th. I'm not going to deny that. They pale in comparison to the atrocities that came before October 7th, and they also pale a million times over to the atrocities that came after October 7th. So, yeah, I assume that this is more like I assume that I'm the only like person reading Times of Israel who isn't like a, brain broken Zionist brained like loser. So, but let's see. Since his release from detention, Khalil has just justified the Hamas invasion of Israel, dismissed anti-Semitism at Columbia. I mean, I kind of do that too, and called for Israel's destruction. And the reason that I say that is because a lot of the claims of anti-Semitism are just, I saw a Muslim. And I'm sorry, seeing a Muslim is not like, you can't claim anti-Semitism for that. And the same way that like a white woman in the South and like Jim Crow era saying, I saw a black person and therefore we should be allowed to discriminate against black people. Like I saw a black person and it scared me and therefore we should be able to discriminate against black people. Like, I'm sorry, but some fear is okay. Like some fear is like justified and some fear is not. The fear of the colonizer to the colonized is never a just fear and should never be taken seriously whatsoever. I'm sorry. We can also obviously look at actual like anti-Semitism as a bad thing. There are plenty far-right neo-Nazis who, as soon as they attain enough power, will turn all of their efforts towards the Jews, right? And also, like, unironically, articles like this and Zionist organizations are very much contributing to that inevitable future that is going to happen. Now, I will be out there on the front lines defending the Jewish people when the neo-Nazis eventually inevitably turn on them, okay? You're lucky that I like these people who are writing these articles are lucky that I am not going to not protect them or not try to protect all Jews once you know, they're I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this. Their like bond with the neo Nazis inevitably turns into like a new a new Holocaust or whatever. Um, but yeah, we don't have to take this shit seriously. I dismiss this type of anti-Semitism all the time, um, and it should be dismissed. Mamdani hailed Khalil's profound courage since his arrest and said he is a New Yorker and he belongs in New York City. I agree. Mamdani's chief counsel, Ramzi Qasem, is one of Khalil's lawyers in his case against the Trump administration. Last week, Mamdani appeared at the Muslim American Society Center on Staten Island for a Ramadan event. A prominent anti-Zionist activist, Abdullah Akul, Akul, sorry about that, introduced Mamdani at the event and welcomed him on stage. Akul was a leader of the hardline anti-Zionist activist group within our lifetime. Um, yeah, those guys rule. I like them. One of the most prominent of the protest groups in New York City and often led the group's rallies within our lifetime has targeted hospitals, transportation hubs, libraries, museums, and holiday events with disruptive protests. Oh no. Oh no, disruptive protests. Mildly annoying. Ah, I hate when I get mildly annoyed. That's anti Semitism when I get mildly annoyed. During one protest in 2024, Ak led chants that called for strikes against Tel Aviv and in support of a Hamas spokesperson. At another protest that year, Akil castigated a female Muslim police officer as a sellout video showed. Akil, I'm just gonna say Ak. Sorry, I'm not quite sure how to say that, so I'm just gonna say Ak. Ak celebrated the October 7th attack and issued a call to support the resistance on the day it happened. I also called for people to support the resistance on the day it happened. So I guess that makes me a bad person too. He was arrested during at least one protest in 2024 and is suing the NYPD over the arrest. Best of luck to you. I hope you take all of their I hope you take millions of dollars from them. Another leader of the Staten Island Center where Mamdani appeared regularly Another leader at the Staten Island Center where Mamdani appeared regularly promotes anti-Semitic conspiracies online. Let's see what they have to say about that. This is too much. I can't, I'm sorry. I can't continuously uh, read the ramblings of like Zionist brain addled, I don't know, psychopaths. Like, there's only so much of this shit that I can read and have fun with before I just start to go insane. And so, um, but anyway, yeah, I mean, this was rad. I'm glad that he did this, and he needs to keep doing things like this, and he needs to stop backing down. Zohran needs to stop backing down about when these like psychopathic like Jewish supremacist groups write their articles or whenever like a New York Post person writes some insane article or whatever. Like I think that he sometimes goes too far in like capitulating on these issues. And the only thing that that does, it doesn't make them back off at all. It emboldens them. If you capitulate at all to these psychos, then they just get emboldened to go even crazier. And honestly, for their own mental health, Zoran Mamdani, if you can listen to me through the screen, I know your back is to me. I know you don't want to hear this right now. But if you can listen to me right now, like for their own good, you need to stop taking anything they say seriously because the more you take them seriously, the more insane and schizophrenic they become, and the more diseased their brain becomes, and the more difficult it will be to pull them out of their racist Zionist hellhole that they have created for themselves. So you need to stop taking this shit seriously and keep doing stuff like this, where you just piss them the fuck off because the crazier you make them look, the better, and the closer we get to a a society where we're able to have real discussions about whether we should support an apartheid state or whatever. But okay, well,